What's up, guys? Jay Lee here. Got another Northwest podcast for you. Gonna do a driving vlog tonight. Like to get out of the house and go driving with this COVID. There's a lot of cool farms back where I live and things like that. But tonight, I want to talk about, do dating programs work for ugly guys? The answer is no. No, they don't. Simple answer, but I'm going to elaborate on that. And it's not an answer so simple that no, they never work. You can never get into any dating program ever. And if you're ugly, you're never going to get laid. That's not what I mean by that. What I mean by that is this. By and large, dating programs, dating advice, dating coaches do not work for guys who are below par. And by par, I mean 8 or 9. Okay, period. If you're not an 8 or a 9, dating advice is not going to benefit you that much. It's really not. It can help you. It can help you in the sense that it can give you more self-esteem somewhat. It can help you get off the couch and get out and start approaching. 100% could do that. But what it can't do is get you laid and get you a girlfriend. That's not going to happen in 2020. Now, there's some good news to that, bad news to sort of offset it. The good news is this. One, you can stop worrying about whether or not your game sucks. Because if you're below an 8, even having good game is not going to help you that much. That's a lie that was perpetrated by dating coaches, because much of their audience, in fact, their target audience is ugly guys. Why? Because ugly guys don't get laid. So they need the dating advice. Guys who are good looking, they get laid. So they don't need dating programs. They don't need dating advice. They don't need dating strategy because their looks do all the work. Now, even with that said, I have something to highlight, saying that just being good looking won't work 90% of the time. Like, what I mean is like, if you're good looking, you can't hit up 10 women, but yeah, I'm gonna get 9 of them. No, not necessarily. That women do want a guy who's got confidence and these inner qualities. That's what makes it so much harder, which is a big problem. Why there's a huge discrepancy between men and women is women are not asked to bring anything to the table besides their vagina. They're just not. They don't have to have a cool character. They don't have to have confidence. In fact, guys probably are more attracted to them if they're shy and they're unconfident, because that kind of makes them sort of submissive. And guys are very attracted to submissive girls. So it's not the same. It never will be the same. It never was the same. And all these feminists and mad, angry sluts who want to conflate men and women and make us equal, it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Get it out of your head. Done. Men and women are not the same. We never will be. Period. Point blank. Full stop. End of story. We're not the same. We never will be. We're incredibly different. Women are privileged in ways that men can only dream about when it comes to dating in the sexual market. Women have so much privilege in Western society, and yet they still complain. All right. So, what about these ugly guys, right? Okay, so from my personal experience, I'm not that great looking. I'm probably a 6, all right? I'm being honest. I'm probably a 6. On a good day, maybe a 7. When I really got my body right and I'm working out in the gym, maybe I'm a 7. But on average, I'm probably a 6. If I'm a little overweight, I might go down to a 5. And if you're below an 8, you might as well be a 2 to a woman. If you're below an 8, you don't matter to women. If you're below an 8, you're done. Now there's always going to be exceptions. So there's always going to be guys coming out of the woodwork saying, no, bro, no, it doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. Owen RSD told me it didn't matter. Tyler RSD said it didn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're an ugly dude. Yeah, it fucking does. Sorry, it matters. Sorry. It fucking matters, bro. It matters. Looks, money, status matter to women. That's why it's a stereotype. Stereotypes are stereotypes because they're the truth. All right? Sorry. Okay, so let me give the ugly guys like myself, okay? Some because again, if you're below an 8, you might as well be a 0 to most women. Most women. All right? You just don't matter. They don't give a fuck about you. So get that out of your head. You're not gonna get some, and guess what? It's gonna save you a lot of money. And guess what else? A lot of these dating sites, they're all saying the same thing anyways. They're all saying the same information. It's just rehashed in from a different angle and with a different light on it, or just put in their own words. They're just copying and pasting. I've got all kinds of dating programs, all kinds, from Jason Capital to everybody on RSD. I got all their programs. I got David D'Angelo, who, by the way, is one of the best. David D'Angelo's Double Your Dating is one of the best books you can read. You can learn a lot about female nature with that book. That book is very red-pilled. All kinds, man. I can't even think of them all. There's so many. Probably, if you name one, I probably got it. Let me see. So they're all saying the same thing, right? Do this, do that. Learn how to qualify. Learn how to open. Learn how to banter. Learn how to self-amuse. Learn this technique. Learn that technique. Here's how to be confident. Here's how to spike attraction. Here's how to close. Here's how to get her to hook. Here's how to take her home. Here's how to break through objections. Here's how to plow through last minute resistance. Here's how to do this. Here's how to do that. Here's how to get her away from her friends at the bar. Here's how to believe. I've been studying it for 5 years, man. I got it all. I know it. I know it all. Okay, so my point by saying that is there is good advice for men who are good looking. That advice works if you're good looking. If you have a foot in the door, PUA programs are great. They can really teach you some tricks that you will really get laid. I know guys who apply systematic approaches to their dating, to their talking with girls, and it gets them laid, period. Systematically follow guidelines that they learned in PUA programs. So if you're a good-looking guy, you can do that. If you're below an 8, probably not going to work out very well for you. So let me say this. Here's what will work for guys who are below an 8. First of all, do your best with LMS. Okay, first of all, do your best. Don't become black-pilled. Now, here's the thing about the black pill. Some of what the black pill says is true. There's some truth to that. Yes, looks matter. And if you're not good looking, unfortunately, you lost the genetic lottery. And good looking people are going to have a lot more fun than you. They're going to have a lot better opportunities than you. People are going to like them more. It's actually science. Babies don't like looking at ugly people. Babies are more happy to be around good-looking people. It's just the way humans are. Unfortunately, we're biased. It's just nature, and we can't help it, most of it. But here's what you can help. You can help your weight. You can get in the gym. You can eat healthy. Now, some people might say, "Oh, why is it worth it?" You know, a black pill guy will say, "Why is it worth it? Why did I do all this work? It's not going to work anyways." Well, first of all, it might work. Okay, first of all, it might just work. It might help you. Now, I've had sex with around 25, 26 women. I've had about, I'd say a dozen girlfriends in my life. Some were very brief, just a couple months. Some were a couple weeks, or some were a couple days. I've had about I'd say four or five major relationships that lasted more than a year and were fairly serious. A couple of them were like in middle school. One of them was in middle school, one of them was in high school, but it was serious enough to where like I'm pretty sure we were kind of in love, and it sort of lasted a little bit. Okay. I had outside of that, I had 3 major ones in my 20s that were more than a year, where I was consistently banging the girl, consistently seeing the girl, which is not terrible. So I'm by no means an incel, but it's not great either. I struggle. Let's put it that way. I struggle, which could, I'm gonna be completely transparent. If I didn't struggle, I might not be so red-pilled. If I didn't struggle, I might just, fuck it, I met some fucked up girls, let me move on to the next. But let me say this as a caveat to that. Let me say this. The red pill is the truth, okay? It is the truth. In a sense, if you're good looking, you kind of don't get the truth in a way. Because when you're not great looking, the way people treat you is usually the truth. There's no deception in the way they treat you, because they have nothing to gain from it. You see? So if you're not great looking and a woman really likes you, that's genuine. That's good news. Okay? If you're not great looking and a woman wants to date you and loves you, then that means she really does love you, because you got nothing to bring to the table really besides your personality and your character and your humor or whatever, and you should work on those things. Now here, that is that is some big things that dating coaches and PUA programs teach, is it teaches you how to be humorous, how to have self-confidence, how to have an abundance mindset, how to, plow through shit tests, how to plow through, when she's sizing up your value tests, right? How to, keep a girl engaged, how to keep her interested, things like that. How to have a better personality, right? That shit matters. So for guys who really, aren't that great looking, it's actually somewhat of a hidden blessing if you're not always pulling down tail left and right. Because like I said, it teaches you the red pill, so you get to learn real female behavior. And B, if a woman really likes you and really wants to be with you, that's genuine. It's not just because she wants to fuck you. It's not just because you're such a good looking guy. And here's another thing. C, you get less toxic sluts in your life, because the toxic sluts are out fucking the real good looking dudes. Now you say, I want those problems, and you know what? I do too. I want those problems too. I want to fuck toxic sluts, but guess what? Toxic sluts got all kinds of games, man. All kinds of games. They're playing with your mind. They're cheating on you. They're gaslighting you. They're potentially telling lies about you. You got all kinds of dangers there. They could be lying. My brother dated a girl who lied and said she couldn't get pregnant, just so he'd come inside her, and he was stupid enough to do it, and she had a baby, and she kept it, and she's hitting him up for, she never lets him see the baby, and she's hitting him up for child support, right? All kinds of shit like that. All kinds of shit that you got to do that comes with toxic sluts. Okay, so yeah, I want those problems too. All right, I want to fuck around. I'm not saying I want a baby out of wedlock. I don't want any STDs, but I want to bang sluts. Like, we all do. But hey, look on the bright side. You don't got those problems. You don't got those headaches. All right, that's that. There's definitely a positive there. But when it comes down to it, you have to understand the bottom line basics. Women are attracted to LMS, looks, money, status, period. That's what women want. This is hypergamy. Women want the highest value man. And that has to do with looks, money, status, period. Their long-term strategy is to probably have babies and live in a house. They don't want to live in an apartment. They want to live in a house. So what are they going to do? On the dating market, they're going to make damn sure they get a guy with a good job who has a house. So you can work on getting a house if you want to get a woman. Now me, I'm so red-pilled that I think that's insulting, that if I wouldn't have a house, you wouldn't love me. And some people might say that's blue pilled, and I would say, yeah, that's probably blue pilled too. Or, you know, it's at least it's along the lines of, I want somebody to love me for who I am, not for my money and not for my providership, not for my mortgage, right? That's how I am. And if she ain't with me, you know, on the bus, she doesn't deserve to be with me in the limo. If she ain't with me in the gym shooting 1,000 jump shots a day, she doesn't deserve to sit in the front row while I'm in the championship game. You see my point? Okay, so when you're not great looking, you get realness. And if you're smart, you'll take the red pill. Now, a lot of these guys who aren't that good looking, they aren't very physical. They're not the jocks. They don't have a lot to offer. Maybe they're skinny guys. They got weak jaws, whatever. They're just not that good looking. They're not 6 foot. They're not, right? They don't fit that quintessential tall, dark, and handsome. What they do is they become beta males. And you can become a beta male by how you act. You can become an alpha by how you act. I would say some of it is born, how you're born, but it's also your character, and you can build your character. These beta guys, they don't want to work on their character. They want to take the shortcuts because they feel like the world is shitty, and they're going to lie, cheat, and steal to get what they want. And then guess what they're going to attract? They're going to attract a woman who lies, cheats, and steals. So what are they going to do? They're going to take a shortcut, and they're going to say, oh, okay, I want a woman, so I better go get a job and a house and a mortgage so that I can pay for her way. Well, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get a gold digger who doesn't really love you. You're going to get a woman who's going to move in with you just for the security that you provide for her. Now, one can argue and say that, well, women do want security. Women do value security. So isn't that kind of, giving yourself a better option, a better chance to get a woman if you can provide for her security? And I would say to that, yes. But it's up to you if you want to be with a woman and settle down with a woman who is going to only love you if you fulfill certain financial conditions. I don't want any parts of that. If you watch any of my videos, you'll understand I don't want no parts of that any way, shape, or form. If you're going to get with me, you're going to be my woman, you are going to love me when I have nothing. And I'm going to make damn sure of that, because if we're ever dating, I'm not going to use my money to attract you. I'm going to pretend like I work at Starbucks and I ain't got no money and I'm living in a... And I'm going to make damn sure she ain't going to come by my house either, because if I do have a house, I'm going to pretend like I don't have a house so I can get to the bottom of why she's really with me, because I know women want security and I know women are hypergamous. So what does this have to do with dating advice? Well, guess what? Here's the secret truth about all dating advice. Here's the secret truth about all PUA programs, about all dating coaches, etc., etc. Here's the secret truth. It's this. They all want your money. That's what they want. That's why they're coaches. That's what they're doing. They want your money. So what are they going to do to get it? They're going to tell you that looks don't matter. They're going to tell you that with their advice, if you do their advice right, if you follow all the steps, then you will be successful with women. You'll get laid, you'll get girlfriends, you'll find love. They'll promise you the moon. Why? Because they want your money, bro. Okay? The truth of the matter is this. If you're not above a 7 or an 8, if you're not at least an 8, most dating advice is not going to apply to you. Why? Because when you go to approach the girl, or when you're on the dating app and you slide into her inbox, I don't care how cool your little opening line is, and that goes for in-person game as well. I don't care how cool your opening line is. If you're not at least an 8 or above, she's gonna ghost you. She's gonna zone you out. She's gonna friend zone you. Period. She's not interested, and they can tell that within 3 seconds. So can you. That's why you approached her. You were walking down the street. You've been practicing pickup, and I've done all this, so I know. You've been practicing pickup. You're walking down the street. You see a hot girl. It takes you 3 seconds to figure out if she's hot. It takes you another 5 seconds to get up the courage to go approach her. And that's about 8 seconds total that you took to go talk to her. Well, in about 3 seconds, she's going to decide if you are attractive enough to continue to talk to you. And I would say from my experience, and I know some guys probably are thinking this or are going to want to ask it, from my experience, I haven't approached that much. I've only been doing it since about 2018, and I haven't been doing it consistently in the fact like 3 or 5 days a week. No, maybe 1 day a week at most, maybe 2 days a month on average. Not a lot, but I've done it to the point where I'm confident and comfortable doing it. Is this? I've probably approached maybe 100 girls. I don't know. It might be less than that by like 25. Might be more than that by like 10. I don't know. In that ballpark. Maybe I've approached around 100 girls. Guess what? I've only gotten about 4 numbers. Maybe 5. 4 or 5 phone numbers total. And guess what? They all flaked. All right. So I've been practicing it for two years. I would say I would tentatively use the word consistently because I don't, and some people, some people might go, oh, well, you gotta do it more. You just gotta, no, dude, I've done it enough to where I know that the reason why these girls, I can see it in their face. They're not attracted to me. All right. They're just not. I can see it written on their face. You know when somebody's attracted to you and when they're not. That isn't to put myself down, it's to prove the point that I know what I'm talking about. If you're not above an 8, they don't want you. Here's what did work for me. Here's what has worked for me. Playing numbers. I probably will have to approach 500 girls to get 1 lay. And there's a lot of people who are laughing at how your game sucks. Well, you're good looking. Okay? You are attractive. And there's always going to be that guy out there that's like, oh no, I'm not a good looking guy and I pull girls. Well, okay, congratulations, you're an exception. You're not the norm. You're not. First of all, I would say 98% of guys on this planet don't do cold approach, period. Because it takes big ass balls to do it. Big old brass heavy balls to approach a girl you've never met before, because everything in your entire being is saying, don't do this, you're going to get rejected, she's going to call you a harasser, she's going to say you sexually assaulted her, don't do this, and you do it. Hey, excuse me, I thought you were attractive, I just thought I'd say hello. Do you have time to chat for a minute? What are you out doing today? Basic opener. There you go. You know how many girls I've done that to? About 100. You know how many girls I've pulled? 0. Not 1. I've got about 5 numbers, had 1 date set up. I wasn't able to make it on the first date, so she got upset and she flaked. Had like 3 or 4 other ones who kind of, they were kind of tentative about coming out and they decided not to. That's it. Out of that 100, that's it. But guess what it did teach me? It taught me how to be a little more masculine. It taught me self-confidence. It taught me that, hey, you know what? I can do this. I can do something that's hard. Am I going to succeed at it? Maybe not much, but I'm still doing it. So it taught me self-respect. It taught me to have more confidence in myself, not because I feel like I'm going to succeed, but because, hey, I did something hard that most guys are not going to do, and I did it pretty well. I did my best, right? That's what a winner is. That's what winning is. You might not succeed, but you're winning. You're winning at the game of life, and that's the best you can do. And guys who get laid consistently, good-looking guys, they'll probably laugh at that and scoff at that. Ha, you're wasting your time. I'm the dude who's banging her. Woo, woo, woo. But you want to know what? I respect somebody who says that. If a guy's not good-looking and he gives it his all and he fails and he gets rejected, you're a fucking winner in my book. You're a winner. You did it. You didn't make any excuses. You didn't cry about it. You didn't stay at home. You didn't, right? And that's the difference, is you have more courage than these guys who are confident because they know damn well that they're pulling girls because of they're really good looking. Or they might not even know. They might be so narcissistic that they're oblivious to the fact that they're pulling girls left and right because they're good looking. You know, some people can be so stupid they don't even realize that, you know, some of these guys can be so dumb they don't even realize that the reason why they're getting laid is because they're good looking. They think it's their charm. Like, your charm doesn't work if you look like Gilbert Godfrey. Okay? Charm isn't gonna work for fucking Gilbert Godfrey. Charm isn't gonna work for, and people say, oh, what about Tyler RSD? Well, guess what? I heard that his lay count is fraudulent. I heard that a lot of his success with women is manufactured, is made up. Now, I actually met Tyler RSD once. I think he's a nice guy. I appreciate him in the context of what he does. He helped me a lot when I was first starting out. I think he's great, and RSD is great for basic beginners into PUA. Okay, I think RSD is great for hard case newbies, whether you're ugly or you're good looking or whatever. Bottom line, you're unconfident. It helps you with your confidence, and I appreciate that. And like I said, this is what dating programs and pickup artists, dating coaches can help you with, is your confidence. They can help you with feeling better about yourself. They can give you belief in yourself, and that's wonderful. That's a wonderful gift. But don't be fooled and think, oh, you know, I'm studying. I bought this PUA program, so therefore I'm going to, you know, be pulling girls here any day now. I'm gonna get laid any day now. Like, no, bro, it's just not gonna work. Like, you might get lucky. I don't know, man. I mean, sometimes life has a funny way. You know, people say, oh, it's all in your head. Woo, this, that, and the third. Like, no, man. I mean, my game's all right. It's good enough. I studied it good enough, and I'm not the only one. Like I've talked to other guys. I've talked to guys who, you know, are like, man, it just doesn't work. I gone out and got rejected. It takes persistence. You got to do it consistently, and it takes persistence. It might be like 300, 400 approaches before you get a lay. I don't know, man. I mean, like, it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard. Like, you can get lucky, though. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say you can't get lucky. But it's hard to get laid for a reason. Why? Because women make it hard. They make it hard. Because they got ridiculous standards. Looks, money, status. Why do you think those girls stand outside NBA arenas? Because it's hypergamy, bro. They're not chasing men. Men are chasing them. The only men they're chasing are the 10s. The only men they're chasing are the actors, the Brad Pitts of the world. The only men they're chasing are the superstar NBA players, the superstar NFL players. They're at the club hoping to land a rich guy who's got all the good looks and all the confidence and all the money and all the abundance in women. They want a guy who they see walk in the club or the bar with 3 women on his arm. He'll walk out the club with 10 women on his arm, because that is female nature. And here you are, some dude who just approached her out of the blue when she's in a mall, or when she's walking downtown, or whatever the fuck, wherever you did it. And you're Joe Schmo. Like, okay, yeah, dress nice, put on some cool cologne, you know, slick your hair back, go to the gym, you know. Looks max is what that's called. Looks maxing is when you do your best. You might go from a 5 to a 7. Yeah, if you hit the gym, maybe even get some cosmetic surgery. It's possible. You know, I've seen it. Guys going from 5s to 8s with cosmetic surgery. You can do it. Cost you a lot of money. Maybe $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000. But it might be worth it. You might get laid a bunch. I don't know. Looks maxing. You can do that. So yes, you can, if you're an ugly dude, you can improve yourself in the gym. You can improve your clothes. You can improve your confidence. You can learn a bunch of PUA tricks. But bottom line is, if you're not an 8 or above, it don't matter. It ain't gonna work most of the time, because she's in 3 seconds, she's gonna say, this guy's not an 8 or above. Not interested. So no matter how good your game is, oh, what's up, baby? Ha, you know, what are you out doing today? La 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 la. It doesn't matter. If you're not an 8 or above, it doesn't matter. She's not interested. Your game will go from cool, suave to corny because it doesn't validate your looks. Your looks don't validate your game. It's not congruent with your looks. This good game you're talking is not. It doesn't matter because it's not backed up by an actual hot guy. It's some dude who is not good looking, who's dressing in cool clothes, who's got some pickup lines, or he's got some strategies that he's trying to work, and they're not going to work. Your angles don't work. I don't care how good your game is. You know all the lines, or you have inner game, you're congruent, you're confident. Well, it doesn't matter if you're an ugly dude. But there's still good news. The good news is it can still help your confidence and it can still get you laid. You're just gonna have to work a lot harder. You're gonna have to do a lot more approaches. A woman will have sex with a dude she's not incredibly attracted to if his game is good. If he's funny, he's charming, he's smart. The law of attraction is real. It is. It can help you. It will. But you're probably going to approach dozens, if not hundreds of girls before it actually works if you're not above an 8. And that's the bottom, that's the cold hard truth. That's the cold hard truth. Okay? And the reason why you're depressed, the reason why you're lonely, the reason why you feel the need to maybe I could improve myself and maybe if I get this dating pro, the reason why you do that is because you aren't good looking. Frankly, you're just not. Which is why you have to do that in the first place. Good-looking guys, they don't study PUA. Good-looking guys, they don't study they don't look up dating coaches because they don't need to, by and large. Now, if you're a good-looking guy, but you're like an Elliot Rodger type, where I felt like Elliot Rodger was a decent-looking guy, he just had no social skills and he had a really off-putting personality. He was a narcissist guy. If you're like that, then yeah, it's really not going to work for you. And also he had a really poor, a pretty pitiful body frame to where, he was skinny and short. And if you're skinny, short, you might have a good looking face, but if you have a bad personality and you don't hit the gym, and you're a narcissist, nah, girls aren't going to like you. The girls aren't going to like you. Particularly if you just hover around the outside and don't ever talk to them. No, dude, you got to get in the game. You're going to get rejected. That's the name of the game, but you got to do approaches. You got to get your ass in there and you got to say what's up. You got to say hi. You got to hello, make eye contact. You can't be being all shivering and cowardice. Hello, how are you? Oh, it's not going to work, bro. No, you need to have some confidence. But again, you could have all the confidence in the world. You could be the best dresser. You could be tall. If you're tall, it does make you more attractive, but you could be tall. There's ugly tall dudes, but you can do all the tricks. Your inner game can be congruent. You could have confidence, but if you're not really good looking, it's only going to go so far. And yes, there's exceptions. Like Tyler RSD might be an exception. Now his lay count is dubious, but I've seen him in action. Now some people say that he hired models. It's possible. Some people say he used models. That's possible. There's been rumors, there's been unverified testimonies, or at least unsubstantiated testimonies of former employees that say it's all fake, RSD's all fake. Maybe he could hire models, plant models there. I'm pretty sure Todd Valentine has been caught doing that. I'm very sure some others are for sure models, some other channels, because there's